Hello again, everyone. I'm back. Hope you are still having a good weekend. It is Sunday evening, and welcome to another dog talk in the dog pound here on the patio. I was out here last night. It was a little later. It was almost dark. It was pretty much dark last night when I was out here. We're getting ready for the storm. So big news. The storm has been big news in much of the country. And I believe that, and I'm going to cover several things here, but I believe that more storms are coming. I really do. I believe that they seem more intense, and I think we have more coming. More on that in just a moment, but I have other things to cover as well. Trump is making more moves. We've got an apparent attack on a United States aircraft carrier. We also have massive blackouts going on to our south. And let's see what else we have. I'll talk more about the storms here in a moment, what I believe is coming. All right, what we're seeing. But first, I will go to it. The deportations continue. Trump keeps a couple things. He keeps deporting more the criminal elements, especially these the criminal gangs from Venezuela, other parts of South America. I saw where they were deplaning a bunch of them, hundreds of them, in the last 24 hours down in South America that they had deported from here in the States. I like that. And he's battling judges. There are federal judges who are trying to stop that. And, I don't understand. I mean, you got somebody who's in the country illegally to begin with, and then they're also doing all kinds of stuff, drug trafficking, human trafficking. The drugs alone, y'all, it's amazing. It's terrible. So get these folks out of here. I'm good with that. Let's continue it. It's not good. They shouldn't be here. So that I hope continues. All right. We have an apparent attack on a United States aircraft carrier, the Harry S. Truman. Now this, back up a moment. I think it was the day yesterday or the day before. Trump ordered massive airstrikes on the Houthi rebels. Now, the Houthis control much of Yemen, and they have been taking shots at the United States Navy as well as other country ships, other navies and shipping, all going through there for a while now. Back to the last administration, they didn't do much about it. So he ordered big-time airstrikes. They did some damage for sure. So in response, the Houthis came out today and said that they attacked a United States aircraft carrier. They said that they will meet escalation with escalation. And I'm like, when I first read that, I'm like, what are you going to use? Foul language? I mean, you're going to take on an aircraft carrier. Okay. Now, I did read further, and it said that apparently there was an attempt at an attack on this thing, on the Harry S. Truman. It was reported that up to 11 drones were flying towards the ship. They shot down 11 of them. The carrier did. Also reported there was a missile that was coming in, but it was not a threat. I think it detonated. It sounded like it detonated before. It was in range to get shot down anyway. So they said that these things were not a threat to the ship. Now, my concern here is that if Iran or China were to supply these rebels, these Houthis, with a more lethal, upfitted type missile, air, whatever, land to sea, ship to ship, however you want to put it, but a more lethal type of missile, that could be trouble. That could be trouble. Now, carriers are pretty well protected. They have a lot of missile defense technology. Also, the carriers don't go out there alone. They're usually part of a fleet, so they're surrounded by other ships with the same or better air defense. So, still, that's a concern. But so we have that going on. Trump said, "We will rain down hell on you. If you continue to fire at us, we're going to take you out." And it's about time. I mean, Biden didn't do much about it when he was in office, or whoever was in charge didn't do much. I mean, they hit a couple of warehouses, but so they were hit hard yesterday. I think they're going to continue that. So we'll see what happens. So things are escalating there for sure. So we have that. We have more deportations going on. I mentioned we have massive blackouts to our south. 3 countries all at the same time. This is interesting. We have Cuba, we have Panama, and we have Venezuela with massive blackouts going on this weekend. Cuba alone is affecting over 10 million people. Now, Cuba's had some issues, with a lot of issues, with blackouts for some months now, but it looks like that's ramped up. But the interesting part is that there's 3 countries at the same time with blackouts. All of them are pretty obvious vocal adversaries of the United States. So that's very interesting. Who's behind this? My first thought is the United States military or CIA or whatever, what have you, But I thought that was interesting, also because Trump's been talking a lot about the Panama Canal. He's even mentioned that they could take that by force. So it's interesting. We have interesting times ahead. He's talked about that. About the Panama Canal. He's talked about Greenland. There was another one I'm thinking about. Anyway, and then you have Venezuela and Panama. So, who's behind this? If it's not us, if it's not the United States, who is it? What's going on there? So that's interesting. Other thing, the storms. Like I said earlier, I think we have more storms coming. This one, it didn't affect us here as much. By the time it got to our area, it was weakened a lot. And we did, it was very loud. We got a lot of rain out of it. It's kind of a good thing. We need that. And I believe that now we escaped. We were lucky and blessed for sure. Can't say the same for others. As we know, we've got a lot of damage. I know even in Georgia, I think West Georgia, I was looking where I can't remember the town. In West Georgia, got hit by a tornado. I think Dallas, Georgia, and on the west side of the state got hit by a tornado. So, not to mention Alabama, Mississippi, I believe there was some others. Louisiana, Oklahoma, East Tennessee, parts of Tennessee, Arkansas. So this was a big one. It was widespread. And it was several multiple supercells just floating along in a big line. So I know I was out here earlier. It's not so much right now, but it was very windy. It was very windy out here. It was almost as windy at times this afternoon than it was last night here. So it's kind of calmed down right now. I don't know. It feels different. It feels weird. I don't know what's going on with the weather. That's why I say I just have a feeling that as we deeper into spring, we're going to see more. We're going to see more of these types of things. Seems like they're getting more intense, more destructive, and that's a concern. And that's something we should be continually taking more serious. Be prepared for it, even if your area doesn't typically get hit by these. Even like here, we don't. It's not usually an issue. However, it seems to be getting a little closer and making me more nervous each time we have these things. So now seems like certain parts of the country seem to get hit the most, like Alabama, or especially to our west, Mississippi, Texas, Oklahoma. Those states. They and north of us. So again, I think it's something to take very serious. Now, what's the cause? Now, I think a big part of it could be that, it could be part of the natural cycle of climate. We could say climate change. And I think there are natural climate change cycles that go on. And we could be in something like that, Now, you could also say, some will say modification. These are things modified by humans, human technology, or maybe AI, I don't know. That's a possibility too. I can't rule that out. I can't disagree with that either. Could be a combination of the two. I don't know, but what we witnessed over the last 24, 48 hours, even Friday, there was some destructive tornadoes. Through this weekend, that's a lot of damage, and we'll see how it goes. But they seem like they're getting more intense, more worrisome. So, what's going on? Let me know what you guys think about this. Is this a natural climate cycle we go through? How you have a number of years where you see kind of this thing ramp up, and then you have a cycle where it's more calm, where it's not so severe, so many severe storms and hurricanes and all this kind of stuff? Or is it something more nefarious? Is it something more nefarious? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think on that. But they just seem to be getting more destructive. But anyway, those are some things I wanted to bring to you. Seems like there was something else I wanted to mention, and I can't think of it right now. But anyway, we are about to head into a new week, so let's keep up our preparations. Let's be safe. Let's be careful when we go out there. Stay close to Jesus. God bless y'all. I'll see you soon.